Welcome everybody back to the Believers Club. I am Harj.
And I'm Serena. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. We're so stoked that you guys are here because we're talking about a topic that is probably the number one thing that's going to get you to success. Okay? And that is how to step outside your comfort zone. We've all heard about this CZ, this comfort zone. We've all heard about this magical place that people talk about. And a lot of people, us included, I know I have always been really afraid of my comfort zone. And I find that as you continue to grow, you find a new comfort zone and you got to continue to break those glass ceilings. So today, we just want to talk about that, our experience, and some tips on how to break through.
Yeah, I think comfort zone is a thing of comfort because that's where you like to, like for me, it's like a comfort zone is where you are secured and you're safe. But you don't grow in safety most of the time when it comes to doing things for your business and things like that. And comfort zones are, like Hard said, they could be a scary place, but if they're ever changing, that's when you know you're growing.
Mm-hmm.
And with the comfort zone and stepping out of it comes fear. And I think fear and being afraid of things is the stop that all of us end up getting stuck at. And that's kind of what we want to talk about, how to step out of your comfort zone, how to face the fears that stop you from not stepping out, which leads you to not grow. So, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe I guess we can talk about also is why is it important to step outside your comfort zone in the first place? Like, that's awesome. We got to work through it, but why? Like, what is on the other side that we have to push through?
Yeah. Comfort zone, like, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, but go ahead. No, because I'll jump in after. Go ahead.
Okay, because, the thing about comfort zones is a lot of the things that we are afraid of, right? One, I think we sometimes overhype our fear, and that's not a good thing. But the thing about stepping outside of your comfort zone is you literally cannot grow any other way. And the reason why your comfort zone even exists is because back in our caveman days, when we had to actually understand how to survive, we had to understand how to protect ourselves, right? We developed these skills, we developed these tactics in our minds on how to actually keep ourselves safe. And we have now gone through civilization, we have evolved. However, we can't deny the fact that as humans, we are still at the core of it, very caveman-like in our mind, because that is how we evolved. That is how we survived. That fear that we carry now is actually what saved us back in the day to get us to where we are now. So it's really important to recognize that, because a lot of people think that their fear is some like sin that they have, that they're messed up for having it, but we all have it. And it all comes from the fact that we were back in the caveman days, once upon a time, trying to survive and doing everything that we could. We had to be ultra on guard. Anything that posed to be a threat, right?
Fear is it's a way of having a defense mechanism.
And we needed that defense mechanism at one point in time for us to just basically survive. And that has stayed with us to this day, right? Because as much as we as human beings have evolved, we haven't totally evolved. We still have remnants of our past ways, right? So it's important to understand that, because we know that our circumstances are so different now. We don't have to worry about
being
eaten. Oh, still?
Shit.
Uh-oh, now you froze. Uh-oh. Oh, you're back? Am I back?
Oh, yeah, it froze completely. Again? Oh, okay, you're moving.
I'm back?
Yeah.
What I was saying was, but basically, we've evolved, right? But we still have some of those remnants of the old days. Now, we don't have to be afraid of those same threats anymore, right? So we don't have to worry about, being eaten alive. We don't have to worry about a lot of those things, but we have to understand that that psyche is still developed in that way. So when we are afraid to do something, our brain literally calculates this as like, oh shit, I'm about to die. I'm about to die. But if you can recognize that no, you're actually now living in a time where you are going to be safe if you make that decision, and now you just got to make it, right? So that's
Yeah.
why that fear is there. And the reason why I personally think it's important to push past your comfort zone is because if you have big dreams, if you have big goals, if you don't, that's fine, stay where you are. But if you do and you want big things out of your life, you have to become a bigger version of yourself. And a bigger version of yourself means doing different things. And doing
Yeah.
different things means pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Because more than likely, in order to become a more fearless person, you are going to have to do things that you're not currently doing.
Yeah, because you're not going to find the things you're trying to get in your comfort zone, because otherwise you'd be there already. So there wouldn't be any issues. But your comfort zone's only providing you comfort. Like that's the part of the brain and everything that keeps you in that place. That is nothing wrong with the place. It's a happy place, but it's not where you grow as a human and evolve to the level that you are wanting yourself to evolve to. And I think it all starts with like figure out, dig deeper in within yourself, which is easy to say because it's hard to check yourself and talk to yourself and like let yourself know when you're fucking up and when you're not, or things you need to stop doing and things you need to start doing. So I think it all starts with ask the question, what is causing the fear? What is causing you to be afraid to do the things that are scary or seem scary, but you know that you want to do them. But to get to that, you gotta really get to that. You gotta answer those questions about what's making you stop. And it could be anything. We've talked about environment. We've talked about the people that you surround yourself with. If they're not doing much, you're gonna feel like you're fine where you are as well, because you are not keeping the energy that pushes you to do the things outside of that comfort zone. And especially if people around you, if they're not doing it, you're not gonna not that you need those people to motivate you to do shit for yourself, but your environment is huge. The energy you carry around yourself and the people around you, it really can make or break your life, because you're gonna live according to the environment you're surrounding yourself with. So I think it also, for me, that's where my question's always been: what are you afraid of to do whatever I'm trying to do to step out of my comfort zone?
Yeah, that's a really good question to ask. What are you afraid of? And also, when you are about to do the thing that you know that you need to do or you want to do, but you're afraid of it, ask yourself, like Serena said, what is it that you're actually afraid of? What do you think is actually going to happen?
Yeah, are you worried about the people's opinion outside? Because we've talked about it. Uh, Society has been put on a pedestal, and especially a lot of cultures, to give a bigger voice than the person who's using their own voice. And I think there's a lot of like environment. And then are you afraid of people's backlash at what you're trying to do for yourself? Is that what's stopping you? You know what I mean?
100%. Because if that's the case, I will tell you this: if you're afraid of the people thing, I'll give you an example, okay? I have changed careers many times in my life. And, I started off in mental health, went into marketing, went into coaching, financial education, like you name it, I've probably tried it, right? And each time that I tried something new, a part of me thought, mm, what are people going to say? Like, she's doing this now, or she's doing this now.
Or
And
she's doing too many things.
or she's
Like, who does she think she is to do all these things and she can accomplish the stuff for her life?
totally, right? And so I think about those things and I think about them for like maybe a minute and then I just move the fuck on.
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, like, I like different things. I love different things. I'm a curious person. I want to learn everything that I can. And if that means that I'm like move on to things all the time, then fuck, I move on to things all the time, right? Like
Yeah.
but people have a very difficult time understanding that. And so you have to be, one thing is when you're afraid of what people are going to think, really nail down what people those are. If it's people
Yeah.
in your family or in your friends that are actually not doing much at all, or they are stagnant in their own life, you should be more of afraid of their life than of their opinion.
Amen to that shit. Yeah. You
Right?
cannot give power to the people that literally can't do shit for you.
And if you don't want their life, don't take their opinion. If you
Yeah.
don't want the outcome, if you like, it's like taking relationship advice from a miserable single person. Don't do it. Don't do it. I have made a decision, this is a sidebar, that when I'm dating and when I have a potential prospect in my life, I am going to get the go ahead from all my friends in relationships, not my single friends anymore.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I'm going to create a panel of
Yeah.
people in relationships and be like, yo, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
So anyways, but yeah, that's the thing, right? You have to think about, like, are you worried about who's gonna say what, or are you, and the fears that you have, okay, here's a kicker, are they actually your fears? Are you actually afraid of these things, or are you afraid of them just because you think you're supposed to be?
Yeah. Kind of
You know?
almost like the society
Yeah.
deciding for you.
It's like I went to a personal development workshop in LA, and it was like the first person that goes onto the stage to declare something, to talk about something, is hella nervous. They're really like worried about all these people watching them. The second person goes up, they start copying what the first person is like, yes, I'm also really worried. And they might be, but I noticed a trend. I was like, wait a second, are each of these people actually really afraid, or are we just copying other people's fears and then wearing them?
Yeah. Letting people rub off on
Yeah,
us
like, are you
real fast.
actually afraid of being on stage in front of 100 people? I used to think I was. And then I realized that I actually loved it. But I remember as a kid, like, it's one of those things, or what are you going to do to push past your fear? So um, it was all of elementary school. Growing up as a kid, I was always a shy, very quiet kid. Very quiet, very shy, scared to talk to anybody. And so that happened along elementary school somewhere. And I go into high school and I said, it's time to reinvent myself. And we always can reinvent ourselves. Every day is our
Yeah.
opportunity. You can reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
So I go into high school and I said, you know what? There's new people here, new opportunity. I have these next 5 years ahead of me is like my new life.
Yeah.
And I remember signing myself up for drama class.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to do drama class for the next 5 years. I'm going to put myself on a stage. I'm going to act. I'm going to like show all these people. And I stayed
Mhm.
in drama for all 5 years. And I told myself that if I could do this, then I will be able to talk to people. I'll be able to like show my personality in front of people. And
And
that helped me build courage from an eighth grader.
that's facing fear right there in the face, because she was afraid to even speak up and do any of that. She probably never even thought she would ever attend a drama class, let
I
alone
didn't
for
even know
all
what a
5
drama
years.
class was. Grade 8, they let you like test a little bit of everything, right? They're like, here's sewing class, here's cooking,
Yeah.
here's drama,
Yeah.
here's the hardware class or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
get to,
remember those. Yeah. I
yeah,
remember
you
all
get
those.
to try all of them. I think Serena used to be in the woodworking, remember?
Woodwork, art. I remember
Yeah.
sewing. Yeah. I did
And
a sewing and woodwork a lot,
isn't
and
it,
arts.
so you did arts and you did like woodworking, like things
Yeah.
that you could be creative with, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how now you're in makeup and beauty, like you're in
Yeah.
creation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I decided
Yeah.
to go to drama class. What do I fucking love to talk in front of people?
Yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
thing. And I
Yeah.
remember being like, I could have, if I had gone into sewing class or if I had gone into woodworking class, guarantee you I would have continued to be a quiet person.
Yeah. Yeah,
because
because
I
you
was
would have kept
already,
yourself in the environment of quietness. Yeah.
and I made a conscious decision that till this day I thank myself for. So we talk
No,
about
that's good.
pushing, how to push out of your comfort zone. So if we think about some ways to overcome your fear, right? One, in my opinion, you have to, um, first of all, take nothing for granted. Nothing for granted, right? Learn
Yeah.
everything that you possibly can. And then I think what's really important is you move towards your fears. And if you're afraid of failing, well, if you're moving towards your fears, then you're failing forward. That is my
Yeah.
favorite line. Failing
Yeah.
forward
Yeah.
is like the best thing ever. If I'm gonna
Yeah.
fail, because we're all
Yeah.
gonna fail in some to some degree at some point. I don't want to fail backwards. I want to fail forwards, right?
Straight. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
move
That's a
towards
good
your
one.
fears, right? And the things
Yeah.
that you are afraid to do are often things that have the greatest potential to expand in your life, right?
Yeah.
And now when you start to build up a habit of doing that and you feel fear, it's usually an indicator that you need to do that very thing that you're afraid of. So every
Yeah.
time you start doing something, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm so nervous. That's an indicator that you really need to be doing this thing. You're in the right place.
Yeah, and that's kind of usually when a lot of people just go back to the comfort zone and they're not going to push through that voice that's literally telling you, try it, try it, try it. And because, like she said, the caveman, we are still, our brains still have a defense mechanism that goes up like a motherfucker anywhere. Anytime it feels threatened, it's going to block itself. And stepping out of comfort zone, that's
Yeah.
a big fear for our body. But it's like with anything in life, until you do something, you don't even know what your potential is. And that's what I meant by stepping out of your comfort zone is actually when you grow the most. I personally think I've grown the most when I challenge myself to do
Yeah.
something. And no joke, whenever I thought I would be shitty at whatever I'm trying to do, or the harder thing that I thought was gonna take longer, it's actually been the quickest thing to get done. So for me, makeup related, let's just say that at the beginning, before I got into makeup, before I actually got to that point where I was like, I'm unhappy. What the fuck do I want to do with my life? My question was, not even my question, but my biggest thing was I didn't believe in my own potential. So fear wasn't even near that because I just didn't even believe I would be able to achieve the things that I always wanted from a little age. But when I came to that point, I went again my comfort zone. I decided to do something that I had never done. Being in front of a camera, that's not my strong suit. To this day, I still sometimes struggle or record videos, delete them. That's the reality of even to this day. But the freedom that's been coming every time I step out, starting makeup, that was the most liberating thing because I just felt so happy, and I feel like happiness equals freedom in a sense. And um, so makeup, and then it was doing looks that I was like, I'm gonna stick to this because this is what everybody likes, so I'm gonna do these things. But my true passion deep down is like colors and different things and creative looks, but that wasn't my comfort zone. But I continuously challenge myself every year or every month to try something out of my comfort zone. And I am ever so thankful to myself for always sticking to that voice and going and punching through that fear and being like, you know what? No, I'm going to do it. And I swear those looks used to be so quick. Things that I thought would take like hours, it would be done in like half an hour. And
Yeah.
I was so just amazed because you feel great when you step out of your comfort zone and you actually end up succeeding or failing. There's a rush that goes over still. One, as in if you fail, it's like, okay, it's done with. I got it done. It didn't work for me. Cool.
Yeah.
You think you might feel like guilty or you feel like a loser if you try something and you fail, but it's crazy. Your mental is just like, oh, okay, I failed, all right, keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Most of the people, obviously you'll fall back, but
And if you're just starting on this journey, it will feel like a bitch in the beginning.
yeah, yeah,
But just know that that's normal.
yeah. And know that voice that's telling you, hey, no, don't, that's not going to work. You're not going to be happy. Tell that voice something other than that. if that voice is only telling you those things, try to fight back. Create another voice inside yourself and be like, no,
This is
let
what
me
I've
try
learned
the other side.
about that voice. You tell that bitch to fuck off.
You have to create another bitch inside your own,
Because
to,
the reason being, because that voice is so intense, you have to match its intensity,
oh, dude,
right?
it's
That voice,
loud. It's loud.
it's loud, it's proud, it's tough, it's aggressive, and you have to match it. If it's gonna be that much of a bitch, you have to be like, bitch.
Yeah. You have to meet. Yeah. You have
My
to meet that
coach
bitch
taught me
where it
this, man.
is.
My coach, of all people, my life coach taught me this. She's like, when that little bitch starts to speak up again, you
Yeah. And
go
if that
ahead.
bitch being nice, you give her flowers where it's due. But if it's ever questioning your potential to try something that you've never tried and you want to actually try it, but you're just giving that voice the priority over what the other voice is,
Yeah.
go with the other voice that's going against what's stopping you from doing what you want to do. It's
Yeah.
not, don't go with it if it's telling you to stay safe in situations. But if you want to do something and you fully want to do it, don't listen to the voice that's telling you not to do it because of whatever danger it's created around that topic.
Yeah. 100%. Exactly. Yes. Serena hit the nail on the head, man. Don't. And you know what? A good way to start working on that too is like, because you've probably spent so much of your life listening to that voice and allowing it to grow and take over,
Yeah.
you have to literally switch up the chemistry in your brain. You have to switch up the way that your synapses are responding to, your thoughts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So my tip in that is to start doing things differently, and it could be as simple as changing up your routine. Start
Yeah.
messing around with what is normal for you, right?
Yeah.
So start switching up your routines. Try doing something new until you feel
Yes.
comfortable, even if it's something
Yes.
small. Anything
Yes.
that you struggle with, keep trying different approaches until you're no longer scared of it. Okay. So,
Yes.
and sometimes
Yeah.
it takes a while to get comfortable. So try different approaches daily, or just keep at it until you feel comfortable, and then move on to the next uncomfortable thing. And your brain starts to slowly break that pattern of the old shit and the old voice that you would give it. Right?
Yo, you're no joke. Your brain will alter if you literally
100%.
keep telling it like, hey, do this, not what you think what the
Yeah.
brain is telling you. I kid you not, you get better at telling yourself to do the things you actually want to do. No joke.
Yes.
And
And
over
you know,
time, I'm at that point. Like I'm much quicker at telling my bad self or the negative side to shut the fuck up.
yeah. Yep. Yep. 100%. And you know what? You start agreeing to do things that you normally wouldn't consider doing. Because
Yeah.
how do you know who you are if you're not even breaking your routine, or you're not even trying new things, right?
Yeah.
And not everything new needs to be something that you're afraid of. So sometimes,
Yes.
when someone offers you to do something that you would normally refuse, surprise yourself by saying yes sometimes,
Yes.
right? Whether it's
Yeah.
something business related, like trying a new strategy, or accepting an invitation to join, like, I don't know, a new sports team on the weekend, or a
Yeah.
dance class. And even if it doesn't work out, learn something from the experience, right? Learn
Yeah.
something for yourself and open yourself up to new things. And keep a list of your growth, right?
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
whether it's a mental list or you write it down, um, things like, I don't know, practice public speaking, or taking a risk, or exploring a new strange idea, or whatever. Like, keep a list of the goals and your growth. And
Yeah.
honestly, the one of those things for me was getting in front of a camera. I think I might have told Serena this a long time ago, but man, I get silent as soon as I get in front of the camera. I used to, and I
Yeah.
didn't know how to, like, what to say. I was like, holy fuck, like, I would shut down. I would practice
And
a million
I
times.
know you guys wouldn't think that now because I swear to me, like I think I'm like a ghetto version of her professional. Like that she sound. and even in our podcast, she's the professional one to me, and I'm like the ratchet one that's just like kind of like, like that. So it's mind-boggling to what you can achieve when you step out of your comfort zone.
Straight up. I used to sit there with my camera and I'd be like, okay, everybody, hi, welcome to my Facebook Live. And I'd be so nervous. And Serena used to be like, I
Yeah.
could tell you were nervous. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
I just want to talk about this topic. And let me know if you're here.
Yeah. Yeah. Knock, knock, hello.
And I would
Is
be like,
anyone there?
awesome. I'm just here pushing past my comfort zone because my coach said that this is something I need to do. Thanks for watching.
No, for sure, man. Stepping out of that comfort zone
And
will.
even to get to that point, I used to practice that 100 times in front of my camera. I'd be like, okay, and press live.
Like I said, I would record, like even to this day, sometimes I'll record. I'm like, okay, I don't look something. You end up judging yourself. That's another thing. Stepping out of, like, getting to know your fears, stepping out of your comfort zone. Don't be so judgmental on yourself. Because trust me, that world is doing that for you. Let that shit go. Don't do it to yourself.
Yeah, and I like to say the cringier, the better. That I would way rather watch somebody like that is brand new and that is really trying to make this work and support them as opposed to somebody that's like got it all together, because a person that is like really afraid is putting so much more on the line than anybody else. And
Yeah.
for that reason, I say, man, like the person that is like struggling, that's the person I'm going to support and that I'm going to stay behind. And because I know that they're going to make it. If they're willing to do this, oh my God. Some people wait until it's perfect before they achieve their goal or they put themselves out there. Do it now. You're never going to not be afraid. You're always going to be afraid.
That's all. That bitch that we talked about, she's always going to be there.
She's just because you give it time, that doesn't mean she's not going to wake the fuck up. She's going to be right there when you're ready to go.
Yeah. She's always going to be there. But again, it's like depending on when you feed her and what kind of energy she gives off and what you feed her. You could feed her bullshit and she'll give you back bullshit and all the negativity, or you can feed her good shit with your other voice, and hopefully over time, like I said, your brain actually starts to say or go against that fear quicker than it would before you get to that point. Another thing I thought about was quick before we end it, guys, but I personally it came up, I don't know what Harj said now, I forgot, but it's pretty much, I've said yes to things when I didn't want to, and the experience turned out really bad. And then I ended up saying yes a couple times in the same type of scenario, and it did turn out great eventually. So that's another thing. It's like sometimes we'll do something once and if it doesn't work, we'll give up. Instead of also kind of seeing what we could have done better or different to make that thing work if it could have worked. If you knew it could have worked, but you just kind of gave up quicker, it's okay to go back and try something twice.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to do something that you've done and you might have failed at, because you'll always have a different approach to everything in life when you do a second time around.
Exactly.
Because hopefully you learned from the first time, and hopefully even one thing that you could change from the first time can be that life-altering decision.
Yeah, and you don't know what your superstar decision is going to be.
Exactly.
You could be one small decision away from having the biggest growth of your life.
Yeah. So always challenge yourself to follow through with the decisions you make. And it's okay to feel uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable actually gets you the comfort you want in the long term.
1,000. I'm like nodding my head like no tomorrow.
Yeah, I was like, shit, did she go mute? Okay, yeah.
No, because I can't even say yes. I'm like just like, oh yeah, all of it.
All of that, everything. But
yes.
Yeah. Even this, like, think about it. If you made it this far, the video froze, a bunch of shit happened at the beginning, but we're gonna keep pushing past that because there's a bigger purpose. It's not just about me and Harj. It's hopefully bigger, that we can just tell you one line and it ends up altering your life.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
gives you a live example that, yo, we have been at that place of not wanting to step out of that comfort zone,
Yeah,
but we've only seen growth outside of that.
100%. Exactly. So, man,
That was a
this
good one. And we
episode
wanted
right
to keep
here.
it short. But I know with the guys, there's another thing. We're gonna try to keep it shorter episodes on this videos because we're still new. So I feel like we end up, because we love talking clearly. We can go on longer, but once we have the audios, hopefully that'll be longer. But we're gonna start cutting down the videos a little bit and making more series and different things like that, hopefully. But
Oh, yes.
yeah, so, but if you're enjoying the long episodes, please let us know because we would love to just not have to chop it up.
Yeah, I know. But we're so happy that you're here.
Yes,
And
guys.
no, every Wednesday's new episode. We just posted an episode today about financial education in South Asian families. Make
Yeah.
sure if you haven't seen it, go back to that video, watch it, drop a comment, share it with a bunch of people. Today, please let us know if there's a time that you busted through your fear and have come out on the other side. And also let us know if you're currently struggling with going
Yeah.
through something, and let us know how we can support you.
Yeah, for sure, guys. Yeah, so follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure you subscribe.
Yes, all that good
Um,
stuff.
and that's it. See you guys
Awesome.
next time.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.